So today we have a really special event with John Carnes and Lance Britton, and they're joining us from Trend Following Trades. John and Lance will be demonstrating their tools that can give you a discernible edge when trading in both trending and non-trending markets. So whether you have heard of John and Lance before, or if you're completely new to Trend Following Trades, you're definitely in for an exciting demonstration of some remarkable trading insights today. Please join me in giving a warm welcome to John and Lance of Trend Following Trades for their very special Trade Like a Pro event. Please take it away, gentlemen.
Thank you, Jared. Can I please get a quick audio video sound check from our audience here just to make sure people can hear me? Great. My name is John Carnes. I'm one of the owners, head trader, and educator here at Trend Following Trades. I, along with one of our partners, owners, and programmer and developer, Lance Britton, will be conducting this presentation today. Welcome to Trend Following Trades, LLC, and NinjaTrader ecosystem sponsored Trade Like a Pro webinar presentation. I'd like to thank everybody for coming and taking time out of your busy schedule to be with us. And I'd first like to explain a little bit about Trend Following Trades. So if you don't already know us, you get to understand a little bit about who we are, where we came from. We're a developing company. We've seen many phases of growth and transition while maintaining the same trading concept and practices throughout. This is very important. With the power of a computer, hardware, and software in the market today, complicated entries can now be drawn in by a computer in an instant with specific accuracy, and trades be taken automatically at times. With this ability comes an important question. Are these trade results based on a mathematical optimized random formula, or are they based on an existing trading method with optimized components? And it's really important to understand this. I guess what I'm saying is, are we trying to automate something that has worked discretionarily for traders for a very long period of time, or are we throwing darts at high-level math and trying to optimize formulas and things of that nature to basically get an equity curve, a profit curve, that's a 45-degree line shooting straight up? And if you don't understand that, we'll go over some profit curves later. The latter, the automating of a discretionary method that has flaws because of emotional decision making really is the key to lasting success. Automating what is working for a discretionary trader and being able to program it, which is the hard part, Lance, my partner, can attest to that, so that it can be strategized, is now possible. Results aren't 100% of discretionary results, but there are other benefits when using strategies from an emotional standpoint. Being able to turn it on when you, the trader, recognize that it has the best chance of a positive outcome leaves very simple decision making at your fingertips. We are not yet at the point where we can just run it all of the time. This type of automation is not realistic in the retail trading world yet, but someday I'm sure it will be an option. Let me explain. We all here have, I don't want to say all, but I'm guessing we all have some financial limitations. There are banks, hedge funds, and organizations with endless monies and people at their disposals that have technologies pushing the limits of what we are able to get a hold of today, spending millions of dollars in trying to develop full automation to be profitable every day by leaving it on all the time, trading thousands of contracts, scalping ticks, owning seats in the exchanges with very little sense as to what they're doing, more on the math-based side. But that's not a retail trader. That's not us. Maybe there are people here in the group listening to this, but if there are, it's a select few, I'm sure. Thus, I call us retail traders. We pay commissions like everybody else. We have obtainable computers that we can get made for us at reasonable rates. We deal with realistic internet connections and accounts of realistic sizes. Some of us may be money managers, some of us trading our own money, some of us family monies. So we deal with a type of restriction on automation that is real and is more towards one that is taking a profitable discretionary trader in anywhere from lots of 1 to, I'll say, up to 30, and trying to automate that real world versus thousands of contracts at a couple of ticks, paying almost nothing in commissions and trying to automate that. So I think it's really important that everybody understand that, and that's what this presentation is all about. If that's not the type of world that you're trading in, then this really isn't the type of presentation that it's geared towards. Charting is still an important part of trading, and it's the first thing we learn. However, here at Trend Following Trades, we have new interface developments like the TFT AMA2. It's Advanced Market Administrator 2, which allows us to monitor, execute, and manage trades in a whole new way. All this can be resized so it can be viewed on one 1080p monitor, it's typical HD monitor, if desired. Okay, let's discuss the golden time-tested trend trading setup, which can be used to achieve your trading goals, regardless of the time frame you prefer trading. You'll see how our tools can give you a discernible edge when trading in both trending and non-trending markets, as long as you follow the trading plan that you create with our help. Through Trend Following Trades, you'll learn how to create your own trade plan, take it through the necessary levels, and trade our tools with confidence. Here's a diagram of the golden setup, okay? The important thing to understand and know is the diagram, I'm just making a vertical line here. From the left side is not so important, but from this to the right is, okay? And this horizontal line, we're looking at the short setup here where it says market direction down. This horizontal line is what's important. And the reason I'm using a line drawing here is I'm going to pull up a chart from our CT2, our chart trading package, and I'm going to show you this with price bars and in historical view, but it's so much clearer when you see it on a line chart. Every trend following system through history, throughout the years, uses this type of example as the very core structure of a trend trade. And essentially what it means is you have price coming down, or it starts here, creates a point, okay? It goes up, that point fails, all right? And we're talking about going short here. That point fails, only to come back up, and then once we see this structure, here, it fails, come back up. This is a short entry area, okay? And a lot of this trade can be entered a few different ways. It can be entered expecting this trade to reject and come back down. It can be entered waiting for this area to reject and come back down, essentially the two ways. One way you have a much tighter stop. The other way you have a little more confirmation that the area is rejecting. And what we believe in, and I believe holds true to form with being a retail trader, is we like to maintain a 2-to-1 reward to risk ratio in all the trading that we do. If you do that, you really only need to be right 50% of the time to make decent money. And with this type of setup, we like to get in this box area here, and then as price comes down, we're going to create a natural double bottom, okay? And at this double bottom, one of two things is going to happen. This is either going to be an area where we take profit. We believe in trading in lots of 3, where you either take 2/3 of your position off here and then trail the remaining third, or if this double bottom is not quite at an area where you're at 2-to-1 from your stop to here, then we'll pull the risk out of the trade. But we will manage money if price gets down to this double bottom, depending on where we go. The stop area here is also an area where when we have this resistance line now, we look for a resistance line above this. If we don't see one that's within a manageable price area, we skip the trade. Or if we decide to take the trade, we put on a limit that we can live with, and we just double that as our target, keeping in mind that we were always going to look at this double bottom if we hit it as an area of natural support. Okay, so that's really what I want to talk about with the stick drawing, and then obviously the long is pretty much the opposite. Now, this can happen in all time frames. It can be a longer time frame, weekly, daily, hourly. It can happen in range bars, Renko bars, and you can have a longer time frame with a short setup and a smaller time frame with a long setup. So you can have opposites inside of each other. Be aware of that. It's nice when they all line up together has the best odds of success. Now I'm going to show you the same slide with our CT2, our chart trading 2 package. And right now, what I'd really like you to focus on, I'm just going to briefly explain. We have a green vertical bar here, a red vertical bar, and a green vertical bar. These are buy mode, sell mode, buy mode. The green background, red background, green background. This is market structure. Buy and sell, higher highs, higher lows, things like that. And then down here is a type of MOMO, hybrid momentum, with a chop zone of like a bowling ball rolling on a table, a transition area where momentum hasn't been established. These were actual live trades taken with a student. One contract in the NQ, but was done live with real money. But notice that you're going to see green lines come across here. They're very thin. And you're going to see red or pink lines come across here. They're supposed to be red. And these lines, we don't, at TFT here, we don't believe in Fibonacci or Gann. We believe in the concept that things occur in nature. It's just that in trading, it's too discretionary for people to say that 5 traders are going to see things the same way when it comes to Fibonacci. But one thing I can say is what we do is we take these swing points, this inflection point here, this high point here, inflection point here, low point here, and we extend these lines to the right. A inflection point here will become a natural point of resistance. A high point here will eventually become a natural point of support. Support is green, resistance is red. Real easy to understand. Now, if you can take that stick drawing that I showed you before, we start here, we come up, we break through it, it holds as resistance, we get short in here, okay? We come down to our double bottom. In this case, it's not enough to take profit. We're basically 2 bricks would be our stop. So we're going for a 4 brick target, and we happen to just have 1 contract on. So if you're a target trader, you hit it and that's it. Price comes down, it comes back up. Now this area here holds again as resistance. We're counting on it holding, and it comes right back down, and now the double bottom is enough to take profit. We take only a couple of ticks, and I can't even imagine in trade calculate what the reward to risk ratio is here. So 2 winners here. And then we go into the long side. We took a short here, but what you don't see off the screen here, there was actually a divergence. Shouldn't have taken this trade, but we did take it here. The green being long, to the long side, took profit here. We took it again. Every reason to take it, no reason not to take it, simply a loser. And you're going to have that. And that's why at 2-to-1, this one loss didn't matter. And then over here, trade we didn't take. The reason we didn't take it was with this loser, with this winner, loser, winner, winner, we were up $250 for the day. 1 contract trading on the NQ. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 trades, 3 winners, 2 losers, up $250, 1 contract trading. The power of 2-to-1, very short period of time. The student happens to be in this group, so was a witness to taking this as a trade. So we like to use wicked Renko. We provide these bars to all students. It's a very powerful bar in that it smooths a lot of noise out. It makes the charts look really nice from a standpoint of being able to read price. It does show us price pattern if they're set to the proper size. But what it does do is a reverse Renko bar requires a minimum of twice the movement of a same direction to reverse requires twice the movement. It's like a Renko bar, but with wicks. It shows us all of the price direction, and you get a reversal bar. Then it disappears. So what it does is it keeps all of the indicators a lot smoother. Now it shows the wick, but it doesn't show the body. Every price bar has an open, high, low, close. Okay, so once you disappear the body after it forms, the indicators stay a lot smoother. Also, one thing, if anybody has any questions, Lance hopefully will be able to get to them, and if for some reason we don't, I do apologize. I will try to get through this, take some pauses, and answer some actual questions. Okay, let me go on by saying, in all that we do as trend traders, I'm talking about the trend trading side, in all that is built into the tools that we provide, this is the CT2 chart trading. You see it here, CT2. okay? This is all designed by nature in everything that we do. Now, a lot of times you'll see it at a micro level. You won't be able to find these lines come across the chart, and that's fine. But please understand that everything that we do is built with this concept in mind. If you can't see it clearly, then pass on the trade. When we get to the AMA2, where we have strategy buttons, we have automation, we call trade button automation, trade execution automation, where we can turn on and the buttons light up, for a trade where we can automate a single trade. We can turn on where if it comes within a certain number of ticks, or in this case bricks, of a support or resistance line, resistance for short, support for long, that it will then light up a trade. And if it does not, it won't. That's one of the advantages of the AMA2. Before I go on to that, though, I do want to show you the CT2. This is day trading. This is intraday trading. I want to go on here and I want to show something a little different that's also provided with the CT2 package. And that is we have a template written for the NinjaTrader 7 Market Analyzer. This is a daily chart and a weekly chart. Okay, this is more for swing traders. Futures, Forex, indexes, anything you can chart, underlying, same concept, same rules, same tools, slightly different time frames. Here we're using daily bars as an execution. You can see the arrows here. Again, green is for buy mode, red is for sell mode, back into green. Momo, same way. Here we don't have a chop zone though, because the bars are so large and the price is so far apart that the chop zone really is too difficult to calculate as you switch through instruments, because all you have to do is click on these instruments and the charts change instantly. It tells you here whether you're in a setup, where you have a setup coming. It tells you the price that the setup was triggered in. So you can go through a list of a couple hundred of these easily, depending on the provider and what they support. Kinetic has different levels of packages, 100 and something, a couple hundred and more, and depending on your data provider will depend on how many you can get for stocks, for indexes, things of the sort, for Forex, things like that. So this is for swing trading, okay? Once you get out of swing trading and you want to take it a step, drill it a little bit deeper with the CT2 package again, all standard as part of the template, it comes with a Renko column. We go Renko, day, and week. By the way, this white line is a monitor. This is jumping a monitor and a half here. So here, and each vertical white line here is a day. You can day trade into a swing trade. So for those of you that like to hold positions overnight, this is for stocks only, okay? You can, and underlying for stocks, you can hold positions and then in overnight into the next day. This is a great program. I use this all the time. IRA trading, things of that nature, where you want to put some money to work. It works wonderfully. Your support and resistance lines, you have weekly, daily, intraday. By the way, this is automatically calculated every day based on the volatility. It changes the Renko sizes automatically. Okay, so we've got this pretty much worked out. We don't have this worked out intraday for futures yet, but it's one of the things we're working on. So this all comes standard with the CT2 package. Okay, I did want to show this. It's very important. A lot of people miss this. They think that trading is about day trading and only futures. Please keep in mind, you can swing trade futures. Generally takes a lot more from an account size standpoint, but you can swing trade Forex. You have micro, where spread doesn't matter so much. Stops, we don't care about so much because the Forex market's only closed for a little bit, so you can drop your sizes down to micro. The markets are only closed for 15, 30 minutes, maybe 45 minutes. You don't need to worry about gaps. The weekend currencies, if you look in history, they don't gap very much historically. So your overnight or weekend, overnight risk is minimal. Weekend risk is fairly minimal. If you want to compare it to stocks, it's definitely minimal. So just don't go trading some third world country as currency, and you'll be pretty good. So before I go up and go any further, I'm just going to take a little break here and ask: is there anybody that has any questions on what we've discussed so far? Let me just see here if I've missed anything. Lance, thank you for covering a lot of the stuff here. I did want to, let me just, we're on slide number 8 here. Let me just shut this down. I did want to go actually into the NinjaTrader platform itself here. And I wanted to bring down this so you can see real quick how it changes. Okay, this is the weekly and the daily. All right, you should be able to see it there. So here's some stocks I have. I'll just click on Verizon here. Okay, you'll see it change pretty quickly. And it tells me there, you can see weekly here. And again, I can color the background by, all I have to do is these swing points. If I have higher highs and higher lows, I can color it by telling it to color it green or red, light green, dark green. If it's a higher high and a higher low, it'll be dark green. If it's one or the other, I can maximize this chart to see weekly, that we're on support here, looking to go long. I could see daily that we're on support here, but we're in sell. So, we have some, we're not in complete confluence. So am I confident about taking a trade here? No. So all you have to do is every day you start at the top or start at the bottom and work your way up. Like here are the spiders, for example, okay? And, this is just a click on, our spiders or S&P 500 underlying stock. It went in sell mode, but it's climbing up near the highs, up against resistance. You see all this green here. You're in sell mode going up against resistance. So market's high. I mean, you're getting buy signals, buy mode, but market structure sell. So on the weekly, you can see we're right up against the highs. We had some weekly buy signals here. So, these are things to consider just going into sell. So again, mixed. If you want to pull up crude oil, I just want to show you this real quick, show you how quick it is. And if you had 100 instruments up here, whatever, you could go through these once a day, twice a day. If you had 5 minutes, 10 minutes, you have a full day job, you can't get to this, you can't day trade it. This is something you can do at the end of the day, okay? Weekly, notice here, crude up at 70. If I maximize this, you'll see here up at $125. Again, this is weekly. You'll see down here, we're pulling right up against resistance here, $45. Now this is this is month 5. I haven't changed the front month, so it's actually going to get higher than this. And they're all linked together, so I clicked on the wrong month here. Let me pick month 7, sorry about that. You can do pound, pound, dash, pound, pound. It's just that it's not something you're going to be able to execute out of NinjaTrader. And again, you can see here, the weekly just went in a buy at 49.70. The daily has been in buy, so you're being able to buy up in here. We have multi-chart time frame built in, so you can, without putting up 2 charts, you notice how these candles are surrounded here with green. That is because, with red. That is because even though it's in buy, the longer time frame, which is weekly, is still in sell. So even though all this is going up, weekly is still down. It only wasn't until here that it recently went into buy, and that's why you see these candles here in black. That means because they're in confluence now, both in buy. Let me just look at these questions again here. Lifetime updates. All right. By the way, if anybody wants to see something specific, we are limited in time in this webinar, so I'm going to go through as much of this as I can. All you have to do is shoot us an email. I'll gladly set up a one-on-one and show you anything you'd like to see that's very specific. So especially if you're serious about doing something. Free lifetime updates. The answer is yes. We are traders ourselves. This is my job. This is what I do. I do support after 2 p.m. I trade morning until 2 p.m. or thereabouts and do support afterwards. So I use all these tools to trade myself, and anything that we use to trade, we provide, we call client code to our clients, and we download it on a site. It's an executable. Essentially, you just download it and run it, and it does everything for you. You don't need to import zip files or anything like that. So Lance has been really good at handling that. Any other questions about the CT2 before I move along with the AMA2? Okay, let me see here. Can you use this one for day trading, in and out for future trading? Sure. Let me just go here and show you the CL. Let me show you one that doesn't have any. Here you go. This is gold. It's in sim. This is a CT2 chart. No, it happens to be in the AMA2, but you see all the signals. This is a full CT2 chart, support and resistance. If you want to pull it up like this, the only difference is you either need to pull up a dome or use ChartTrader and execute trades that way. Okay, so support and resistance is there. You see divergence. We mark here both outside in divergence and inside out. We're probably the only people that show inside out divergence, which is continuation divergence, meaning where you see this red bar in here, that's continuation divergence from the inside out, coupled with the resistance off of rejection off of resistance can make a very powerful statement. We do prefer support and resistance rejects. Again, you see here, you start at a point, you come through, you hit it, nice place to get short. Okay, you can see the arrow short. This is plotted automatically, method entry, or you can get short right at resistance. If you wait till here, let me just do this arrow a little bit better. If you wait till here, you have, these are 6-wick Renko, you have an extra 6 ticks to contend with. If you try to do it at resistance, you're 6 ticks closer to your target, and you're 6 clicks of, less of a stop that you'll have. Anything close above resistance here would be a stop out. So very tight on the stop, which is what we like to do. And then we like to say our target's going to be this double bottom initially, and here we're easily 2-to-1, if not 3-to-1 on our first third, and then we trail out. There's a lot of different ways we can trail out. We also have, and I'll talk a little later, a volume component built into what we call a trigger line. This is not the direction the line's pointing in this particular case. This has a volume component built into it. In here is this line, the coloring of this line is volume based, and it's a type of volume, we'll get into it later, very unique. And it's the same as what a lot of people are promoting today. We call it swing delta. And I'll get into a little bit of that later. So is there anybody that has any questions about the Chart Trading 2 package before I go on into the AMA2? Can you please show a swing trade setup for Euro considering Momo? Mohammed, I don't have anything on here set up for Euro US dollar. I have the 6E or the 6B, actually 6E here. Is this good enough to show you what you want to see? This is the futures side of it. It basically, each line here, okay, is a day, all right? And then we have price coming down. It comes up to the red line here, resistance. So this is an area we want to get short, okay? We come down. And then as you come down, you'll see these divergence lines here. So, when you get into a trend condition, you're going to get near left side divergence. These are actually showing you extended divergence from here to here. So we like to trail out. We actually have another indicator called stop dots, which we can add to this if you want to assist you in trailing. It's basically an offset of the trigger line. So you basically take a couple of, it's a parallel line that runs along this trigger line. So you could offset, or if you get a really big divergence across some couple of humps, you can wait till you get a reverse Renko and exit that way, or exit at the end of the day, depending how you want to do things of that nature. We'll see divergences like this, and we won't enter short here because this is such a big divergence. All right. So it works. The wicked Renko bars really add a special dynamic versus using something like, let me show you this. Let me give you an idea. Let me just show this to you. Here's crude oil. Okay, using wicked Renko bars, short here, 10:30 this morning, another short, showing you a buy, a buy, a buy. Okay, nice smooth price action, showing you say 10:30 this morning. Now let me show you, just to give you an idea. I'm going to get into here's a 15-minute chart. Okay. Here's a raw 15-minute chart. That was with our tools, but you see how difficult, once you look at wicked Renko and even our tools help things a little better, but where to get in and where to get out and, what to hold and what to target, it becomes very difficult to look at. You can obviously see the active times of day versus the movement of price. So, this is 15-minute, which is a lot clearer. When you get to daily and you want to get to movement of price, in the swing trading range, it's a little different story. Now, here's a 5-minute. I know people that trade this, and, they find it very difficult to know when things are going to move and when they're not. And you can just see how in these big wicks and candles all in one bar, again, right at 10:30, we show a nice, clear, discernible buying and selling and buying, where this is more jagged and hard to tell, higher high, lower low, especially when you put things on the right edge of the chart. So very, very difficult, I know for myself and for a lot of other traders when dealing with time charts. And then you go flat. So just kind of wanted to put that in perspective in comparing it to a wicked Renko chart. Let me just see anything else here. Here's the NQ. Anything else that came up here? Okay. Focus methods, scalping, but maintaining 2-to-1. Yes, 2-to-1 is very important. All right. As long as you can, if you want to hold, you want to scalp, have tight stops. But if your stops are too tight, be very careful. By the way, this right here with the AMA, I just want to show you something. This NQ lights up. If I left click on this, here's your method entry right here. What it's going to want to do, okay, I'm just going to, well, if I left click on it, it's going to want to put an entry at support and resistance. I'm going to left click, center click on this actually.
Order pending.
Notice it puts a stop limit order, so if price comes back down, it's going to enter a short here at method. I'm going to close that out.
Order canceled.
Okay. This is more, if I put a stop limit, it's going to, if I put a stop
Order
limit
pending.
In here, see, we don't need to calculate the price. We're now getting into the AMA too. This is a 12 market. Let me close this out.
Order canceled.
If I maximize it, has quite a bit of power in here, okay? Shows you the instrument. You can have it on charts all over the place, all right? I do want to show you what this looks like, all right, in comparison to 12 monitors, all right? Here you go. This center monitor right here that you see there's 6 monitors on this setup, okay? We're going to be looking at this center monitor, and half of it is the AMA2. But essentially, it's looking at 12 half-screen monitors, okay? So let me just close that out, and then you'll see now we're looking at one full screen, and then when we cut it in half, now we're looking at half the screen, and then here, by clicking on this left button, I'm changing markets and charts, okay, real time, natural gas, gold, Canadian dollar, British pound, euro, 10-year, all right, and you'll notice here, I'll make this a little larger here, these are full live mini charts here of charts that aren't even open, okay, you'll see the charts that are open here through the bottom on NinjaTrader. These are all the charts that are open. Control center, Advanced Market Administrator, and one chart. That's it. This is also where the patent pending stuff lies in. These are mini charts that give you an overall picture. These dots here, besides the fact that these are automation execution buttons, they tell you short-term, middle, long-term market structure, higher high, higher high, higher high, higher low, higher low, higher low. ES, YM. YM is just the opposite, kind of weird. NQ is all mixed up. So you can see here, according to price, it's just a wavy, wobbly, back and forth price. So it's not like it's straight up or straight down. You see crude oil here, nice picture up. So without even pulling up a chart, the AMA too, you can see, you get a good read on the overall market and what it does. If you wanted to do a net change, I can click on these, it'll zero out at the market open, like to zero out all the indexes right at 9:30 Eastern. These are the execution buttons, the trade buttons. You can left click, center click, right click. Left click puts a, let me just make sure, left click will put a dual order in here. Let me just do the YM. I want to make sure I don't execute something in here. Okay, watch this. If I left click here.
Order pending.
Let me close this
Order
out.
filled.
All right, it got
Order
filled. I
canceled.
closed it out. There's no market movement, so I didn't want to fill it.
Target filled.
Okay, there we go. Let me, it's going to fill everything I want to click. Maybe not in bonds here. All right. I can center click this and it'll just
order
put
pending.
a method order in. You can left click, center click, right click. It'll either put a order in at resistance, order in at method, put an order in at resistance and method, which is what I did before. It got filled, but whichever one gets filled first, one will get filled, the other one will get canceled, and then it'll run the NinjaTrader 7 ATM. Okay, let me just close this out.
Order canceled.
It keeps track of the P&L here, real time, and then the closed P&L down here. What it does with volume, notice this color changing. These bars up and down here. This is a type of cumulative delta. We can go from one bar. We can tell, if I could break this into ticks and put the number of contracts inside of here that were bought and sold, make this bar red or green, that is the way we color the line. Sound familiar? A lot of the stuff you might see in your inbox, making things cool and sexy. We're not all about that. But we can do that with this coloring of this line, okay? But we like to keep it at a color that's more reasonable, and we like to keep it in what we call cumulative swing delta, okay? Where we like to see it between swing dots, period of 7. So let me just change this, and let me bring it back to a period of 7. I think I have it on right now, period of 1. Oh, hang on a second here. Got a little off script here. See a swing is period of 1. Let me do a period of 7, and then you'll see this change, and then it will stay one color a little bit longer, so that you can get a better idea when you're in a trade. You can see here, this is towards the short side. Then we get towards the long side. Let me do this. So we go long side. This way, our cumulative delta volume is towards the long side. We're not in a short mode here, meaning our market structure is not with us. Back here, when we want to go short here, do we want to go short against volume? That's one of those things. And then we go completely horizontal. Obviously the market's closed right now, so it's dead. So we get these times of volume where we're short going here. Here's a nice short play against resistance, short volume. They all meet and intersect. Let's get short. We go here. A nice place to go long against support, volume going up. Okay. Make no mistake, I'm not going to use the word probabilities. This is clear support and resistance. People see this. Algorithms see this. Traders see this. Algorithms are nothing more than programs that people make. So they want to see this. Traders have a herd mentality. The more buyers that come in the sellers, the market's going to go up. Describe it any way you want. Big money, a lot of little traders, a lot of programs. Any way you see it, that's the way the market's going to go. Don't let me get too much off topic here. I do want to take just a 1-minute break here just to catch something to drink here. And I'm I do want to talk a little bit more about the AMA, but first off, I want to pull up this one uh, chart, or better yet, I'm going to pull it up here on the ES, okay? And I'm going to have Lance speak to it. It's this horizontal price action now, okay? And these are actual signals. What did I do? Did I turn them on? Hang on. Let me just, in the ES, I turned them off. Lance actually has developed a new indicator so that we can identify horizontal price action and still use trend trading indicators and the signals behind them. You can see the sell signals here. Green win, cyan's break even, and red is a loss. And the signal here is yellow means either don't trade or you're now going to flip what normally is support as resistance and resistance as support on its head and take the signals accordingly. So Lance, if you want to talk a little bit about this indicator, go ahead. Let me just take a little voice break here and then I'll come back.
Yeah, hi everyone. As John mentioned, my name is Lance and I'm the programmer here at Trend Following Trades. Before I get into this chop indicator here, I just want to talk a little bit about myself first and say that I've been in the industry of trading here for about just under 8 years, programming different strategies and indicators. During that time, I've worked at NinjaTrader, I've run my own consulting company, and worked on literally thousands of different trading tools and systems. Through creating many of these tools, I've been able to learn quite a lot about trading, and more specifically, what doesn't work. It's so very common for me to see tools or systems that work well in an isolated span of time, and seeing this happen over and over, year after year, became very frustrating for me. And it made me quite cynical when it comes to trading, and even more picky about what type of ideas and trading tools I want to invest my personal time into. Then about 2 years ago, I was introduced to John at Trend Following Trades, and at first I assumed the system would be much like everything else I'd worked on. But day after day that I work on this and that I see it in action, I'm continuously amazed at how well this method just keeps holding up time and time again, regardless of what type of market we're currently trading in. So if you genuinely want to learn how to trade and are willing to spend the time required to learn, then I don't know of any better place to go than here and taking the time to learn these tools, as there is a lot involved with them regardless of your trading style. So getting back into this chop indicator here, one of the things that we notice a lot of traders struggle with is identifying when we're currently in a trending or a consolidating trading horizontal mode. And so what we have highlighting at the bottom here is this yellow area. That's a way of indicating to us when we're going horizontal, because when you're trading horizontally, the market reacts a little bit differently than it does when it's going vertically. When it changes to either red or green on the bottom, then you'll likely want to build into your trade plan a different rule set to start following. So like in this example here, when it's yellow, we have those green lines above that normally if we were in a trending environment, we'd want to get long when we pull back to a green line. But in this case, because we're going horizontal, we essentially flip those rules in order to trade them differently if you so choose. So with that, if you're back, John, I'll let you take over.
All right, Lance, thank you very much. I do apologize for not introducing you in your history. Lance is an incredible programmer and developer. I got to tell you, he's been able to basically do, say where the rubber meets the road. He's been a great help in helping me and us as a company program a lot of this stuff so that we can all make money. So I do want to just bring this up real quick and talk about this, excuse me, the strategy trade button real quick. This is what it looks like. I'm not going to try to do it anymore because we're at market close. I keep forgetting. But essentially, the order flow button here lights up, and then it allows us to do 3 clicks. Left click will put an order, a dual order in, one at what we call method and one at support if we want to go long. A right click will pull one in at support, and a center click will put only one in at method. So if you're in a fast-moving market, you can sometimes miss a fill at support. Okay, so what we have here is these three boxes now. You can click on these ahead of time, and then so if you want to do a support entry, you would left click this box here, and the minute price comes back and hits support, it instantly fills. Okay, so there's no trying to execute it ahead of time. So we have pre-built. Again, it's a single trade execution button per market. All right, we've pre-built the ability to get filled ahead of time. All right, but having said that, there's some other unique functions that we have to deal with. Okay, and that is what we have to focus on, and that is what happens if too many trades want to get filled at one time. All right, and what happens then is let me just get to it here. We have something called a grouping function, okay, right here. And what we've done is, this is something I'm going to bring down in this grouping function here. This is actually from the NinjaTrader 7 platform. These are strategies that you have to create and highlight, all right, using Rhythmic, Ninja Broker feed, give it a name, and then notice here it says index, energy, currency. What you can do if you choose to, depending on your account size, okay, again, this is all about risk, managing risk, is you can create groups. You can create strategies, call them an index, call these a currency, call these a commodity, call it a bond. The minute you assign a group to them, it can only take one trade per group. So the minute it takes a trade per group, then you can't all of a sudden, because sometimes indexes, they all line up together, and trades sometimes line up at the same time. You don't want 3 or 4 trades firing at the same time with 3 contracts. So if your max is 3 contracts with a 2-brick risk, that's all you can take. It's all you can take. If you're trading a very small account, you can only get into one instrument at a time, period. Then you make them all in the same group. The minute it's in a trade, it's done taking a trade until it's either at break even or you're flat. So the risk is out. Okay. I think that's very important that I explain that, because a lot of people say, well, I can't afford to take so much risk. So I really thought that it was important to let you know that you can. The MA2 is designed to allow for ultimate in trading automation. I'm not talking about the how can I say, the difficult letter of automation where you instruct your broker to run a strategy, or your account, or even better, you're trying to do yourself in your computer, but rather I'm talking about having a partial trade automation button that you activate during times of clear or directional two-way activity, okay? Anybody have an idea why this equity curve is relevant? This is a 30-day equity curve based on a full LOD strategy without being picky on trades, okay? We can have an equity curve like this. Lance and I have worked on one for up to over a year without making any changes, and it looks very similar. Minimal drawdown, nice, it's called 45-degree upward. But this curve is, you'll see a lot of people do this, and why can't you rely on this curve, okay? Why can't you trade it? Why can't we give it to a broker and sell it and say, let's run this? It's, LOD, by the way, is letter of direction. Why not make it an LOD curve? Why can't we do it? Anybody have any ideas real quick? DW saying different market environment going forward. And yeah, you're close. The problem is there's no dynamic built-in real-time adjustment, okay? No adjustment for real-time news, real-time volatility, real-time range. I could say in a month, let's re-optimize this. In 3 months, let's re-optimize. I'm having a string of losses, let's re-optimize. That is a bunch of you-know-what, okay? I can sell it, I can trade it, I can take a trade a day, a few trades a day, make it look good over a 30-day time period, hold a block of trades in an Excel spreadsheet, and sell the heck out of it. But that is unrealistic. If you want to be a professional trader and make a living trading, you need to consistently increase your account over and over and over and over again. If you're going to do this dynamically with automation, it needs to dynamically adjust itself on an ongoing basis like a discretionary trader does, okay? There are things we're working on to do this. One of them is to take this automated trade button and recognize when trading conditions are just right and, automate that. Lance and I have been working on this for, how long has it been, Lance? 2 years now? And, it's not a simple task, okay? It's just not. You have to factor into account so much. News, you can take into account if it's planned and if it's not leaked, but what if it's leaked? Or what if it's unscheduled news? So therefore, you can't account for news, scheduled news. You have to account for it in the spread of bid-ask, the speed of time and sales. All of this needs to be taken into account. Range, you can't take into account historical range. You have to take into account real-time range as it's happening and things of the sort. Divergence, trade the same way all the time. You can't go from inside-out trading to outside-in. Yeah, maybe that'll work sometimes, but you try to switch that up. At the end of the day or end of the week or end of the month, you're not going to know whether you're going long or whether you're going short or what to do. I can only say that it's way better to stay with the same method and apply it to all markets traded. And I'm going to just pull this up here, okay? Because I think it's really, really important that we do this, okay? If you can't then move on to another versus trying to switch from inside out and then the outside in. Long term, I know very few traders capable of doing it real time, if at all, okay? You add another completely different trading style with completely different rules and tools, and it's, trading's already an extremely difficult job. We teach mixed method here at Trend Following Trades, approaches to trading, but only so that you can identify where other traders are trading against you so that you don't initiate trades against them. And if that setup is clearly obvious, then it may also be a good place to exit any trailers that you may be holding in a trending fashion. And then there's the focus issue. This is one of the big things I want to talk about, and hopefully I have a few minutes left here to talk about it. And it's jumping from method to method, indicator to indicator, service to service, trade room to trade room. If there's anything of real value at no charge that I can give you, and it's this today. I'm not even going to ask you how many systems you own or how much money you've spent or lost. And you've hopefully realized you can't buy success in this industry, at least not in a retail sense. With less than 7 figures, direct fiber, and a supercomputer, okay? More importantly, I won't even begin to insult you by asking you what kind of trader you are. Trend or counter trend, profitable or not profitable, et cetera, et cetera. I don't have the right to ask you that. I don't even know who you are, at least most of you. Oh, and then I'm not going to ask you the question, well, how's the current type of trading going for you? Just so I can imply that I have something better. It's an absolute condescending question that can only bring doubt to the very core of the final part of this event. Why, considering all the new and really cool stuff that vendors are trying to sell you, may be the worst thing for your trading career next to your own emotions? Trading's a career. It's a profession. It's a difficult one. Please don't let anyone convince you that any indicator or method that works today that didn't work yesterday may work through many tomorrows. It's all designed to keep you believing that your lack of success isn't you, rather the product that you're using or the type of product that you aren't using. Most truly successful traders can trade with just a bare price chart, drawing lines of their own, things of that sort. Successful traders get better in their careers. They use less indicators, and the only indicator that exists in their charts more and more is price. They use different types of price bars. I'll give them that. But hey, it's still price. Okay? I can't understand and have no right to tell a trader that they have to be a pullback trader to be a professional trader. That's a bunch of garbage. Professional traders take pullback trades, but that's not what makes them professional traders. Or I have to tell them that they have to follow big money, or that they can't do this, or they have to do that. The bottom line is whatever works for them, works for them. And that's really, how it works. You have to be able to do the same thing continuously. You have to reproduce the same thing over and over and over again. And as long as it works consistently and doesn't keep losing, you have to get used to boredom. Then fast price movement. You cannot lose focus at any time. Otherwise, you will pay. You can't get up, walk away, and then come back and think you were just gone for 5 minutes. Because I can promise you, you guys that have traded for a while know it. Those 5 minutes that you were gone, that market moved and you missed it. Try and keep your targets close to or greater than 2-to-1 reward to risk profile in general. It's not an absolute. Charts will dictate it, meaning support and resistance. Maintain weekly profitability. Stay profitable in various market conditions while maintaining the same reward to risk profile in your daily profit and loss, meaning don't make $100 one day and lose $1,000 the next. Start with a simple yet comprehensive and flexible set of indicators that work for all types of trading in all types of market conditions on all types of instruments. Be prepared to let day trading go and give swing trading a chance. It's much easier and takes far less of your daily time. If you succeed at swing trading, you may find a whole new revived approach to day trading. If you're not there, I'm sure some of you are and some of you aren't, then consider this. Are you on a path to discovering success yourself, or are you at the mercy of watching someone else day in and day out, relying on their decision-making and commentary to have the confidence to take a trade? If so, please don't continue to do that. How many professions do you know of this type of learning practice, have this type of learning practice attached to them, without oversight, without grading? You should be able to learn and trade one method, regardless of what time frame or instrument you are trading, day, swing, stock, futures, etc., and have a real money trader evaluate your trading honestly, keep you on a path to success, and if you ever veer off that path, fail you, as would any other difficult profession that you attempt to do. What do I mean by fail you? Well, just ignore you. After all, most traders think that they have things figured out until they don't. And then they are too embarrassed to call back or get on the path. Vendors count on that. Traders move on. Try something new. Never blame themselves. Just the products that they try and can't make work. Some I know are complete garbage through personal experience, and some are not, also through personal experience, and other successful traders living off their profits. Here's what we do. We try to get to know you and leave the ball in your court. There's enough video training material that will teach you the ropes of our tools that aren't that difficult thanks to Lance. When we run group sessions, but they aren't attended or participated very well, so we usually set up one-on-one meetings. We try to limit them to an hour max, after afternoons usually. But even that doesn't work because there's no accountability like a university or a college. So the best program that we run and that we have that yields the best results is the paid one-on-one hour time that I do with traders. Now money comes out of your pocket, and boy, what a difference does it make. We don't have the numbers at this point to brag about, from a success standpoint, but I can say there is no group mentality in trading and during these sessions. They are expensive, but they are effective and customized to your conditions, not Joe's, not Mike's, or not Sally's. Having said that, I did tell you that we are going to sell you something. I'm not going to insult you and tell you that, you're here and we're not going to try to sell you something at the end, because we are. And one of the things we're going to offer you, besides discount, if you go onto our site and the purchase page, you will find all of our products are discounted pretty heavily, and the lifetime products include 5 hours of one-on-one coaching with me. Stay focused, write your own trade plan. We provide guidelines for it, back test it, trade it in sim. If you're profitable, trade it with real money, and then see if your real money emotions cause you problems that didn't exist in your sim trading. Don't trade scare money, and see if you can beat the 95% odds against you of succeeding. That's right, 95% of you will fail. Okay, and if you do it day trading, don't give up. Try swing trading. That doesn't mean that you can't come back and give day trading a shot again. Okay, you'll have a better shot, and at least you'll have the tools to swing trade because you'll be starting from the same place, just in a different time frame. So folks, I want to thank you for your time and attendance. And something was made aware to me. There will be a video very shortly on the purchase section that will discuss the webinar specials, this page, and where to go. Essentially, we have the CT lifetime package, which is the charting package. It comes lifetime, and it comes in 3 monthly recurring payments that are discounted. Then we have the AMA2 for futures, Forex, and stocks, and then we have it for all 3. And you can buy it lifetime or 3-month. Those are all discounted. The 1-year lease is not. And the 5-hour one-on-one coaching done in 1 to 2 hour increments max is only included with the lifetime purchases. So if anybody has any questions, let me look over here. I really haven't looked over here. I really need to get through this. But there will be a video within a couple of hours up on the site that'll explain all the discounting, how it's done, and where to go. It's all there already. The pages, all you have to do is go into the purchase area, hover over the pages, accept it, take it to PayPal, and you'll be ready to go. The instructions are really simple on how to download and run the executable. That includes the indicators that will get everything. When NinjaTrader's closed, you don't import zip files. Lance was great in creating an executable. Just make sure NinjaTrader's closed. You run the executable. It self-installs. Virus software doesn't like it. Just ignore and bypass all the messages, and it'll get installed and all that. So let me just see here. Can you upgrade to another package anytime in the future? You have to be a little bit more specific when you see upgrade. Please don't hesitate to send any questions. And by the way, this pricing's good through midnight on Sunday. It will how can I say this? The website, our web developer, actually, she does it. She turns everything back. She lives out on the West Coast. So midnight on Sunday, all this will go back to standard pricing. So you have till then to think about it. We're not heavy promoters, buy it now, you're going to lose it. You got 24 hours, you got, till the end of this webinar to buy it. That's not the way we work, as if you haven't realized that already. We don't push people into a corner. Trading is a career. It's not a product. It's hard enough to get people to understand that success is not purchased. It's hard work, especially in the day trading field. It's very, very hard to succeed at, and we're here to help. We're here to try to set you on a proper path. Doesn't mean you have to throw away what you have. A lot of the stuff that you have will work. Our AMA2 is a great product. I know people that use things with our AMA2, our CT2 as well, just to get in the door. They use it for a lot of different things: IRA, their retirement funds, day trading, all kinds of things. So, Lance, I don't know if there's anything you want to add to this. Any other questions here?
Just again, I want to thank everyone for your attendance and hope you have a great rest of your day.
Yeah, and here example from AMA futures to futures Forex stocks. Yeah, just let me know. Shoot us an email. Let us know what your goal is, what you're trying to do. We're flexible. We just want to know what makes sense. Just give us a little. Tell us what you're trying to do, so we can, keep an email, a file started, so we have an email that says, this is who you are and what you're trying to do. We're not short-term thinkers. This I knew was going to come up, free NT upgrade. Okay, Lance, I'm going to let you talk to that one. From a company standpoint, we will want to move forward, but I'm going to let Lance speak about that. NT8.
Yeah, with NinjaTrader 8, because they're still in beta, we haven't released anything client side, but it is something that's constantly being worked on and looked at. That will be once let me just put it this way: once we're using NinjaTrader 8 on our end, it will be available for you to use on your end as well.
Yeah, I think that's really the key. We're in no rush. Being real money traders, what we have works. especially with the AMA. We're not eager to introduce bugs. If there are any with the AMA, a basic indicator, that somebody creates or does is one thing. But this AMA, this grid that we have, is quite sophisticated in its nature, and with real money trading up to 12 markets with a lot of money on the line, we are not eager. We've just worked out all the kinks and bugs probably a year ago. We don't want to introduce any until we know for sure that it's all gone. Chart trading will probably see it first, Lance. I would say that's probably a fair guess.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, and then once we work with that for a while, then we'll probably, work with the AMA too. It'll probably, I don't know, be AMA 3 at the point. It's just there's so much built in with each button. There's multiple functions: center click, right click, left click, multiple buttons. So we're not eager. We're not in any rush. NinjaTrader 8 does have a lot to offer, especially with automation and the multi-core use. Don't get me wrong, that we'd love to take advantage, but we're not actually there yet either to run a full LOD, letter of direction automation. So I'm sure that once we get there, that we'll want to be with NT8. But if we're running it, no reason not to make it client side. So we can't guarantee that though. So what we work with now is NinjaTrader 7, and that's what we can guarantee. But why would we be working with NinjaTrader 8 and not upgrading or supporting our clients? That would be silly. We're not silly. So at least we don't like to think we are.
All right.
Okay, for trading 2 contracts, what account size do you recommend? We don't, just a quick thing here, we don't like to see you risk more than 2% maximum of your account size on any given trade. So having said that, we set our Renko bar sizes according to volatility, and in this particular case, the YM and NQ, YM being the smallest range of contracts, 6-wick Renko, 2 brick stop, which is essentially 12 ticks, which is $60, 2 to 3 bricks, $60 to $90. So you can do the math on that per contract of risk. We don't want that to exceed 2% of your account size, as a general rule. I'm sorry, did I interrupt somebody?
All right, John. I'm sorry, this is Jared. It looks like things are winding down. I'd like to go ahead and wrap up if I could.
Yeah, sorry for the long speech there, Jared. I just felt it was important. This is not a typical product promotion webinar that you'll hear, and you don't see us. You won't see us fill people's inboxes up with stuff every day, and you don't see us on the webinar circuit often, and this is one of the reasons why. We try to keep it real.
Excellent. Well, thank you to John and Lance for sharing with us your insights and perspective on the markets, as well as your incredible special offers for everyone in attendance today. I'll go ahead and post a link to John's website again, so everyone can take a look at those and investigate them as they'd like to. If anyone showed up late for today's event, don't worry. We will be recording the event, and we'll email all registrants with a copy of the recording as well. Once more, I want to give a thank you to John and Lance and the team at Trend Following Trades for offering our family here at NinjaTrader a very special discount. Thanks to everyone for attending today. Please enjoy the rest of your day, and always happy trading from all of us here at NinjaTrader Ecosystem.
Take care, everybody. Hope to see you out there. Good luck trading.